And we're back to more of this nonsense, and at the very beginning I have to clear my throat. Good start me! Anyway, I'm glad you didn't have to hear that, because that was just disgusting sounding. Anyway. I forgot where we were. Oh no, I remember now. I did a cliffhanger like a boss situation there, but off we go. To talk to the Elder, we should be able to cross the bridge now. As I mentioned to Alduin, I actually have a guide for this game now. I'm not going to be using it nearly as much as I did for 10. It's a much larger guide. I'll be mainly using it for side quests or optionals or kind of boss fights that I have trouble with, like that first demon wall. Would have been good to have the guide for that, but now we do. It's huge. Has way better information than Final Fantasy X did. But anyway, here we are across the bridge. We got dudes to talk to. We have to go up this way, I'm pretty sure, yeah. The Great Chief is ahead. Will you meet with him? I'm not even sure why there's a turn back option. I mean, there's no other reason to walk over here other than to do this scene. At least I don't think there's anything else over here. There probably is. I'm just being a derp about it, but oh well. That is the Great Chief. Exciting looking, isn't he? I like how the
Nethicite.
Wait for him to shut up.
You have used it.
Indeed.
It was not I who used it. Indeed, I had hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
You do not know the workings of the stone.
He sounds like a judge.
We are no different.
What?
So he doesn't know how the stone
The
works.
age is past.
That's not very helpful.
The gods made a gift of Nethicite to my people. But the manner of its use eluded us.
You obviously put it in an engine, and it explodes.
Took back their stones. They chose instead to give them to a Yum king.
Or father.
Dynast king.
Or grandfather, I can't remember if it's a father.
Power to bring peace to a troubled time. It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwolf flow through your veins, you cannot wield Nethicite.
Cannot wield it. So then, am I to understand you can't tell me how to use the stone?
That would be what he just said, yes.
Though it shame me so to admit. Here before me stands a descendant of the Dynast King himself, and I can accord her no help at all. Still, even if you knew how to use the Nethicite, you would find it of small avail. The mist collected in the stone over ages past is lost, and with it, the stone's power.
That was the explosion.
It will be your posterity who wield the stone in ages yet to come.
When it exploded, it vented all of its mist that it had been collecting. And quite a large explosion, I might add.
This stone is devoid of power, empty, yet full of thirst. A
Give it
terrible
water.
longing to drink the world dry.
Give it water. It's thirsty.
The power of men and of magic, of good and of evil.
Of someone walking up behind
It is
us.
often those who desire Nethicite whom the Nethicite itself desires.
Oh, hi, Lamont. How are you?
Larsa?
Otherwise known as Larsa. I'm gonna keep calling him Lamont, because I actually like Lamont more than Larsa, but whatever. Now that we've done that, the most stressful thing of actually doing recordings like this is the breathing. It's like something you have to learn, and it's quite stressful with the controlled breathing nonsense. It's quite difficult to maintain that for a long period of time without some sort of yawn or something at some point.
I say we ought leave tomorrow. I was going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity. This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
A war?
My god, a war.
You know the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now. The Rosarian Empire would stir. They would aid
kill us
the
both.
resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia, and Arcadia would have no choice but to answer.
That
Lady
seems like the
Ash,
definition of a
let us
war
go
to me.
Bear Omases. With the blessing of his grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly wear your crown and declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Dalmasca. As queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca and stop Marquis Ondor.
For peace? How dare you say that? The Empire attacked us, stole all we hold dear, and you would have me save them from war?
Dalmasca
Slap
would be
him.
the battlefield. What if Nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this.
Lightning does kind of look like Ash. They don't obviously
Forgive
behave
me.
the same, but
I presumed overmuch.
it's not
I
the
was thinking
clothing,
no
the
other
actual
way to
character
avoid
design.
bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please take me as your hostage.
I don't understand why it fades between night and day in this scene. I never really connected those two, but whatever. Hello, Rossler. Hello,
You saw
Vaughn.
him, didn't you? Like at the king's tomb.
That was
So
awkward.
you did see him too. But why?
It's strange. Before, I didn't even know what you looked like. And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows?
Romantic love scene is
Maybe
go.
the person I saw was my brother.
Bosch told me about him.
Okay, so I
He
was right.
enlisted right at the end.
That is his brother.
But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
They are tied.
To protect something.
How can he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Rassler? Did that make sense?
Let me rephrase that. They are not the same person. They're just
Hating the
tied
Empire,
together for
getting
the
revenge,
sake of the
that's all I
storyline,
ever thought
basically.
about. But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do.
You could
It
join the
made me
war
feel
too.
hollow, alone. And then I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing. Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his death. That's why I followed you.
For whatever reason, they both look the same age.
You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running.
Slap
I'm ready
him.
to find my purpose. To find some real answers. Some reasons. If I stick with you, I think I will.
I wish I knew.
I'll find them.
Very much like Titus's journey to find answers to his situation, Vaughn is also trying to find some answers, albeit a far, far better formulated storyline, in my opinion. 10 just had some issues in the story and the progression and obviously the voice acting, but it was their first game with voice acting, so cut them a bit of slack there.
I will accompany you to Mount Baromises.
Yay, free
I
healing.
had hoped you'd say yes. I'm glad.
My heart is not set. I still have questions.
I like
I
free
hope
healing.
to find answers along the way.
I had other reason to invite you. There is someone I'd like you to meet waiting on Ber Omases.
Who is that?
An enemy, and an ally also. You will just have to wait and see for yourself.
I quite like the voice acting in this one. It's a huge improvement over 10, but you know.
That Larsa likes his secrets.
He does not mean ill by it.
He's not bad. At least for an Imperial.
See, everyone likes Larsa. Even me, even though I keep calling him Lamont. Pinello has like a seriously weird outfit. I don't understand hers. Not that anyone
Holy
else's
Mount
make any sense,
Baromises
but
stands at the northern end of the Jagd Remuda. Once we're in Jagd, we need not fear pursuit by their airships.
Don't get your hopes up. You remember the Leviathan sailed straight over the XII, right up to Wraithel's tomb.
he has a point.
Skystone that works even in Jagd. You know Nethicite's behind it. Little wonder they're so keen on the stuff.
I think what they do for the character designers is they like pick one guy for each character and lock him in a room and don't let him see the rest of the game, and then just tell him to design a character, and this is what they come up with. So they have a scantily clad bunny woman, a dude with one shoulder pad, a nicely dressed Balthier. I like Balthier. He's quite the sky pirate. And you've got Vaughn and Ash. Ash's clothing is just ridiculous.
Depends on you.
And she's a princess. Hallucinogenic drugs, yes.
I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
Oh, Balthier. I don't really think there's a point in the game that I don't like Balthier as a character. I don't particularly like using him, although he's not bad for a to use in your team, because he does start with a ranged weapon, so. I will leave indeed. Thank you for announcing that. Is he going to give me a mask? I want a mask. That's not a mask, and that is also not something I want. A bow gun and a quiver of onion bolts. I think that's a crossbow. And yes, you get just. I think this happens in Rabanastre as well. At some point, you get a free ride for the Chocobo. If you don't use it by a certain point, it's no longer free. I believe this one's free for the entirety until you use it. But I think that bow gun would be a crossbow. Yes, it is. The thing with crossbows is, I read this in my Fancy Pants guide, they cannot be parried, blocked, or what have you. As opposed to bows, which can be parried or blocked or what have you, but they can be dodged, so you can miss. They won't be parried. So, thank you for changing your color. What happens usually is because I don't tend to get a terribly large amount of people on the stream. I tend to end up going by the color of the name. We're gonna go ahead and grab maps. This Jahara map is this town we're in. Complete waste of 30 gil, but I just like having all the maps. It's kind of like an OCD for whatever reason. And we'll go ahead and grab the Osmone Plain, which is the place we were wandering around in for a while there. Muggle's Honor. I like that. They all say that. Okay. So now we have all our maps. If we open it up, we can see the entirety of the gotta go this way, the Osmone Plain here, which is a fairly large place. Kind of loops around on itself in a couple different areas, but there is the, we couldn't see it before because we didn't have the map, but that's the location you need a Chocobo to get to. I'm pretty sure I won't be going there yet. We'll come back for that later. I think that's a higher level area that you want to go to. Let's see. But we need to go to the right, I'm pretty sure. Our next location would be beyond this here. So let's head that way. I don't need to save since I basically didn't do anything. The perfect place to grind at this point in the game, I'm not really sure, but I do know late game grinding areas, so those will be almost entirely off screen unless someone says they want to actually see me do a grinding video. I have no problem with doing a grinding video, it's just eh. And if you haven't noticed, I did break my gambit rule because quite frankly I felt like it. Random encounters like this, I will leave gambits on. Boss fights, I'll take it off. I usually take it off on boss fights just for the extra control or whatever, but we're killing Chocobos again. These Chocobos are evil, although admittedly they don't look terribly evil. They're just black, they don't have like red eyes or anything crazy like that. There's not a particular reason for me to sit here and kill these things, but we'll just roll with it. Onward! The one thing I don't like is that you have to wait for the enemy to fall down before you can actually pick up the item on some of them because they're too large. Wish that hadn't been there, but alas, we'll just deal with it. We need to go straight across? No, we need to go up. And this is why you buy maps to places. How you doing, God-given? We need to go up and then right. 2, 3, 7. I can count. Very good. Not a musician, but I can count. I would love for, well, never mind. I was gonna say I would love for someone to like make a song for me, but I don't really know how well that would go over. I'm not exactly a huge, giant audience that I've got with me. The thing with the larger channels is they can essentially just, you know, ask subscribers to make an intro video or something, and they've got enough subscribers or viewers that they have a decent amount of talent in their viewer base. I'm not saying I have a talent in the viewer base, but there's a smaller chance that I will have talent as opposed to someone like, I don't know, Jeff Major or something like that, with his a bajillion viewers on everything he posts. One of these days, one of these days. In the meantime, though, I'll continue recording Final Fantasy and killing these things. I hate these things with passion. You can see that they all respawn now, so they'll start wandering over here and trying to mass murder me. One thing, if you remember, we have Larsa, so we do have someone that will throw an infinite amount of high potions. Currently I have set up for Cura, so he's never going to use his high potions unless we're getting horribly murdered, but whatever. You're taking music technology coursework, you say? Well, there you go. I have someone in my viewer base that has some sort of music knowledge. High five! And the way I have it set up is, Fran will basically use all of her MP. Before anyone else even starts. Well, Ash is the only one with the Cure Gambit set up, but she'll use all of her MP before anyone else starts, and then it'll be all entirely on Ash, so... High five screen. I'm not gonna high five my computer screen, I'm not sure how well that would work. Probably also wouldn't sound terribly good when the headset picks it up. Anyway, back to murdering these things. If you wanted to, you could... Hey, we got a chain level. Give me that. You could go to that area, it's over somewhere over there, I think that's it, or it might be higher up, I don't know, it's somewhere in that direction. With the Chocobo, it's a mine area, but I'm pretty sure you have to be a higher level to survive that area, so there's really no point in me getting a Chocobo to do that. There's that trap again, still trying to murder me. And we should get another storyline sequence here once we go into this area. I think, anyway. Hey! Kill him! He's sleeping! He's sleeping on the job. Larsa just did 400 damage, is that what he just did? Also forgot to check something. Oh yeah, I have a katana. So let's grab the license. I forgot to do license points before I started this, but let's go ahead and grab the katana level 1, I think, or is it... Must be a higher level than that. We didn't even get a katana 1, did we? They're both 30, so it doesn't matter. The problem with stuff like this, especially ninja swords, is they tend to split it. Do this one. Give us more for the more bang for the buck, I suppose. There's level 2. That's a Koga blade. Where the heck is this ninja sword at? Good God. 45. I'm not gonna be able to afford it. There's 1. There's 2. Is it 3? I can't believe it. We just got 3 all of a sudden without the other 2. There's the Danjuro. That is a unique dagger. So, all of the unique weapons are obviously fairly expensive. There's a quickening, so I could get Vaughn another quickening. I'm not entirely sure. Is that a ninja sword? I think it is. Where'd you go, sword? It's a katana, yes. So, not sure where that is. Anyway, since we're here, we may as well continue doing license boards. And yeah, I probably won't get the Danjuro. War Mage, yes please. And there should be another channeling, there it is. As many channelings as you can possibly get are good. Magic lore would be good for people that are obviously using magic. There's a license over here that I want. It's one of these augments. Speeds up all actions by 10%. Ooh, she can get another channeling. I think there's... I believe there's 3 channelings and 3 of those augments that speed up your action. Not exactly sure, but man, she is like speedrunning over there. She could get a 3rd quickening here in a minute. Not a minute, that's actually going to be quite a while. But anyway, back to Ash. Where's it at? Swiftness, there it is. Swiftness is very, very good to have. Max HP. I will go back and fill in some of these ones that we might need, like these gambit slots. We don't need the gambit slots yet, because we don't have any terribly complicated gambit systems, so you can skip those. You'll grab this magic lore. Why not? Magic lore and channeling. Always gotta grab those. And then grab something silly. Spellbound is good. We're gonna need those for everyone at some point anyway. That, as it says, increases the duration of status effects, so something like Protect or something. There's another shield block as well. Good. At some later point, I'll more than likely end up doing these three in a separate party and training them up or something silly like that, but for now, I'm going to ignore them like they don't exist. And they can continue gathering a bajillion license points. By the time I ever use them, they'll probably be able to fill out half of the license board. Or maybe the entire thing, I don't know.
Wow, I'm impressed, Vaughn.
Vaughn's telling a story.
An alliance between Dalmasca and the Empire.
Reason tells me 'tis the only course. We must avoid a wasting war with the Empire at all cost.
Really?
Yet I fear I could not bear the shame, had I but the strength.
We already lost a war with them,
A
essentially.
shame perhaps for me and for you. But for Dalmasca it is hope.
And you can just accept this, can you?
Yes.
After Vane's ruse, I had abandoned hope for honor. Yet, never did I forget my knightly vows. If I could protect but one person from war's horror, then I would bear any shame. I would bear it proudly. I could not defend my home. What is shame to me?
Good job, Bosch.
My people hate the Empire. They will not accept this.
There is hope.
Right?
Don't encourage
Hope for
him.
a future where we can
Not
join
that bad,
hands
am I?
I
as
got a
brothers.
good feeling.
Larsa.
As they look directly at Larsa. Hint! It has to do with Larsa.
Somebody's gotta put him in a
If you didn't catch on there, let me explain that to you. Anyway, there should be a shop right here as well. Or, I think there is. Maybe it's later, I'm not sure. There's an injured person here, I remember that much, but apparently we're not going to see that. We have to watch judges walk in slow motion. For some apparent reason, I'm not sure.
The Senate may play at intrigue, but Lord Vane is not one to be brought down easily. The entire military waits upon his orders, from the War Council down to the rank and file. What better blade than he to strike down the enemies of the Empire?
How does he see out of that helmet he's got there?
2 years since. He, too, put his trust in Lord Vane's strength, and what became of him? Gone without a trace since Nabudis.
Honestly, who designs their
I will not
helmets?
hear you
Jesus.
malign Judge Sect. He was a noble warrior. Or do you think his trust in Lord Vane ill-placed?
I'm pretty sure
Vane took 2 of his own
that was the
brothers
one we
lives.
fought.
He is ruthless
So.
beyond contempt.
That is the one we fought and defeated,
Ruthless,
actually.
you say? Would he were more so? He gives traitors no quarter, be they of his own blood. How fitting for one who would bear the burden of empire.
But
That
we
armor
need
probably
their
is heavy as hell. You
Zarzabar,
really don't mess with these
what of
judges.
you? Surely you do not believe his brothers were traitors?
So found His Excellency Lord Gramis, you would do well to mind your tongue, Drace. That matter is long past.
He could probably kill someone by just running
Your
into
Honors,
them. He's got
a summons.
spears on the side of his head, basically.
Lord Vane has arrived at the palace.
We come at once.
I still don't have any idea how he sees out of that thing. At least the rest of them have kind of like
Larsa
an
has
eye
left for
socket
Velone's.
area.
He hopes to enlist the aid of the Grand Kiltius in stopping the insurgents. I doubt this will be enough to deter Ondor, but even a slight hindrance to his operations would be welcome. This will delay the Rosarian invasion, and we will have bought much-needed time to shore up our defenses.
Just as His Excellency had hoped.
No matter the result, I'm pleased with the
Armor's
Orl's
bending
progress.
as they walk because
I
it
can already see
fitted
the stunned
just
faces
for
of those
them.
mud-witted senators. The fools think a child Emperor's strings easy to pull from the shadows. But they will find that Lord Larsa is no puppet.
Most of them actually kind of have a traditional medieval armor kind of style where they have plates, and then they just have a kind of fabric up below it, like a chainmail or something below it. I'm not sure if they have chainmail or just a fabric below it, but they have something there. Which means you could technically cut their arms off without hitting any of the plates. That sounds like a good idea.
Right.
Like her, she's got a huge gap right there.
Abranth, it falls to us to protect Lord Larsa. Are we agreed?
Aye.
And there's a rift between the judges, which kind of means there's a rift between the entirety of the Empire, which is good for us, because we're trying to ruin the Empire. Or at least Vayne. Or something, I don't know, but hello. What you doing there, buddy? You look to be exactly the same... Yeah, that's the exact same person that was used drunk outside of that place, but here he is. Hello. And that's where we're going, by the way. We're cutting through the jungle here, and there's a barrier that he could not pass. Do I have to wait for him to walk over there, or something what's going on? This is his buddy, by the way. I thought you could do something with them, like help his buddy out or something. No? Guess not. Anyway, let's go ahead and touch the save sphere just so we're fully healed. And this is the first area in the game, I believe, where status effects start playing a huge role. Because there are Malboro here, there are things that turn you into stone. This jungle just kind of sucks, to be honest. At least when you first come into it, it kind of sucks. So, but welcome to the jungle. Someone wants to edit in the song for that. There you go. Welcome to the jungle. These things, these little cat things. Whatever these are. Panthers, apparently, and that doesn't look anything like a panther, but whatever. They can turn you into stone. I believe they have stone gaze or something to that effect. Or blaster, that's what it is. Nope, it is stone gaze. I thought it was blaster, I guess not. But hits everyone. It's kind of stupid. It's most of these negative effects are countdowns. So you can have plenty of time to turn them back without some sort of huge trouble. I'm probably gonna go ahead and set up or change Vaughn's Gambit here. Do I have stone? Never mind, I'm not, because I don't have ally status equals stone. I am disappointed in myself. These things give a decent amount of experience, and you can chain them relatively easy at the start here. Because you only need to go 2 screens away, which means you just need to exit this area and then exit that tiny little entryway that was out there. And then come back and they'll be respawned, so they're pretty easy to chain, and they give you 270 experience, not bad. Don't go too far in, I think. Oh, we don't have a map, so never mind, I was going to show you. There's another cross pathway here, apparently it's this one, but Malboro spawn typically in the cross pathways until you get deeper in, so try not to do that. Oh, right, they turned to stone. I wasn't paying attention there. We should have something for that. Gold needle. That's what it is. You need to use gold needle on Ash. We'll sort this out here in a second. There we go. And then Ash needs to use a gold needle on Larsa. I wish Larsa had like an automatic gold needle toss instead of a high potion toss at this point, or whatever. Heal me? There we go. These things are beating the crap out of me, Jesus. Seriously beating the crap out of me. Here we go. Someone heal me. There we go. Cutting it a bit close there. We're good. We got this. As long as I'm not stupid and don't pay attention to my petrifications anymore. They also drop coral pelts, not perts. Coral pelts, which are actually worth a decent amount. I can't quite remember how much, but they're pretty good to sell. It's also those. As you might notice, there's a slight level discrepancy. I recommend not going that way. There's a slight hint for you. Don't go that way. Because there's more of those hellhounds, and they like to kill you. So we're going to cut back this way. I'm going to loop all the way around, because I don't want to mess with the stupid Malboro that's over there. It'll mess up my chain. And I am all about chaining things. And not sure where this guy came from, but there's a dude here now. I thought we killed everything over here. Apparently not. He might have walked from the other side. I'm not sure. It's also curious that these dudes are not immune to stone, but they can turn you to stone. Doesn't make very much sense, but whatever. We should level up quickly off of these. Let's see, next 4,600. Apparently that requires more experience than I thought it did. Oh well. We're on level, aren't we? 23? Yeah, we are. You can go through this entire game on level relatively easily, so long as you know what you're doing and you don't screw up the gambit system with something stupid. Excuse me. So it's not too bad. You can also go through it under level. You can get through most of it relatively easy, being a few levels below. Once you get too far below, though, you just have too few hit points to deal with some of these things. That's the Malboro. I was hoping you idiots wouldn't run over there and attract it, but whatever. I hate Malboros. I do. They have bad breath, I'm pretty sure, as basically every Malboro does in every Final Fantasy ever. And that causes 18 million status effects. But now we lost our change. Apparently we were going to lose it anyway. Make sure to continue checking the level of stuff you're running into, just so you're not running into hellhounds and whatnot and getting yourself murdered. This path should be the safe one. The other one cuts to a new map, like right there, I'm pretty sure. Which is where we will be going quite a bit later. There's a lot of places, see Alduin, everyone's like eating while they watch this for whatever reason. There's a lot of different places we'll come back to later at this point of the game. Obviously later on there's not going to be that many because we'll be going everywhere, but whatever. Those two just cast Protect on each other, which looks weird. Like, he didn't just say dinner's ready, he said tea and then in parentheses dinner is ready. So it says dinner tea, he cast freaking bad breath. And he missed everybody, thank God. I hate bad breath. And Ash is silenced. That's not a problem, we'll fix that later. Fix it after this fight. By the way, I don't think sap can kill you, just so you know. I think it'll stop at 1 hit point. I do believe poison might be able to kill you. Echo Herb. And Echo Herb. There we go. Ta-da! We're no longer silenced. I'm not sure how like an Echo Herb would solve that. I mean, not sure. Whatever. It just echoes your voice and that somehow makes you not silenced, but you're silenced so you can't actually speak. So how does it echo? No idea. Anyway, continue down this lefternmost path. These guys are, obviously as you can see there, they are not friendly, but they're just neutral. They just kind of twiddle about. They look kind of silly. But there you go. There's the Final Fantasy version of a Trent. Kind of cool looking, I suppose. And we have to continue this way, I believe, until we run across this. There we go. Should trigger a scene, and then we have to run back to a village to get assistance. I'll not spoil the village for you. It's a thing.
The jungle denies us our passage.
How dare it? We've killed things in it.
We? No. I.
What's that mean? How are we supposed to get through that?
Making an appearance?
Come on, I'm talking over here.
I thought you'd left for good.
I could just ignore Van.
Our choices are few.
Whatever. So apparently,
this is as much for you as it is me.
Oh?
She has some backstory we're about to find
you
here.
You are ill at ease. The Nethicite troubles you. You've let your eyes betray your heart.
She knows you too well, Balthier. And this is how you get to the village, by the way.
What are you doing?
Soon you will learn.
Probably not. He's the lead character in a Final Fantasy game. He doesn't learn. But there you go. Whoa. She can make things out of leaves. I'm not actually sure if that's leaves or like vines or something. There you go. It's a Viera village.
After so long.
Apparently not.
I am unwelcome, an unsought guest in their wood.
The Viera do not like those who leave, as it would seem, or as you might be able to piece together from that. But oh well. There are other Viera who leave the villages to go to, like, Hume towns and whatnot, but usually I don't think they come back. Mainly because they're not welcome, but here we are.
In the village ahead, you will find her, Mjern.
Mjern.
Bring her to me.
You're not gonna go in there?
She will know why you called her.
Okay, sure. Apparently Fran can't go in.